Sky is blue, the grass is green. It's a great day to be alive and a great day for high school soccer, and that is what we have for you here on ETV. It is the end of the Section 3-3A playoff bracket, featuring the championship game between the two teams who have survived to this point. Much like the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's a battle of attrition, multiple games necessary to get to this point. And tonight, both teams locked and loaded and ready to go here at Wildcat Stadium, the campus of Eagan High School here in Eagan, Minnesota. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Skip Newton, and an award-winning ETV crew, which we will meet later. And Skip, the Eagan Wildcats tonight, the number 1 seed in Class 3-3A, host the number 3 seed, the Rosemount Irish. Rosemount Irish have, for the last handful of years, been the real arch nemesis of these Eagan Wildcats, knocking them out of the last 2 playoff runs in last year and the year before. This year, Wildcats beat the Rosemount Irish earlier in the year 2-1 on a come-from-behind victory. The Irish are looking to pull the upset now.
Yeah, I'm sure that fans of both teams might be feeling a little bit of deja vu as these two teams have met 3 consecutive times coming into tonight. So this is the 4th consecutive section championship between the Rosemount Irish and the Eagan Wildcats. Like you said, the Irish winning the last 2 years, the last Eagan victory coming in 2020. Only 2 players from the Wildcats, 2 active players, I should say, were on that team. So they do know what it feels like to win, but they don't know what it feels like to go to the state tournament because it was canceled that year due to the pandemic. So they have a little bit of extra motivation, I would say. You know, there's some Rosemount players here that were no doubt on the team last year. They've been to the state tournament despite the fact that that team lost quite a few seniors. They know what it's like to play in the state tournament. None of these Wildcats do, and I think that's a big motivating factor. They've been preparing all season for this game, and they need to show up, and they need to give it everything they've got. We know Rosemount's going to be a real tough challenge.
The Wildcats have been battling all season long to get to this point. They are finally here. We will have the Wildcats moving left to right on your screen, wearing blue with the white numbers. Rosemount in all whites with the navy blue numbers. And center referee Josh Hartwell, an experienced man on the whistle, will start us off momentarily. Clock is still not set to 40 minutes. Now it is. And with his whistle, he will get us underway. And we'll do our best to give you a starting lineup. The starting lineups were not announced as all of the players were named or listed off from the entire team. The Wildcats, again, we're ETV, so we've done a number of these Wildcat games, and we can start with the Wildcats. We've got Isabella Fall and Cassie Turner at the center back positions. And Fall dispossessed there. That ball comes in and cleaned up by Anna Enning. So Turner and Fall are your middle backs. Anna Enning, and Cron are your outside backs. Enning battling there, nicely done. Before it's scooped into touch, your midfield, Jolstrom, Waldrop, Jensen, with your forwards being Weisendonner, Leitenberg, and Seehafer.
A very familiar lineup for Wildcat fans. One thing that we discussed before the game, something that we've seen a little bit more of recently, is Weisendonner and Kira Waldrop switching places and putting Waldrop up closer to the net. That has resulted in some goals, so it'll be interesting to see if Coach Q goes to that at some point during this contest.
Ball over the end line off the Wildcats.
For the Irish, we've got Heimerl in the forward position with Gilbertson and Great in the midfield. Check it, actually Great's playing out to the left to get some numbers here for you, as we, like I said, did not get our starting lineup. McGill on one side with Wierbelski on the other. This ball's down in the corner. That's Great. She fires that cross in. Gilbertson scrambles for it. More scrambling for it. Wildcats try to send it to safety, and now they finally do.
Rush was all set up by the Irish by a goal kick that got over the head of the Wildcat player. They were lining up for a big header and just misjudged where it was coming down, so almost a costly mistake early there for the Wildcats.
Jolstrom puts that one into touch, and the Rosemount Irish, as we said, the defending state champion Rosemount Irish, looking to repeat. Obviously last year's team, as you mentioned, Skip Newton losing a number of seniors, as we've mentioned to this audience before, and so this is a lot of new players for the Irish. They are the number 3 seed here in Section 3-3A. Full record of 9-6-2.
It's a goal kick for the Wildcats.
Their last victory last week against over Eastview, the number 2 seed, 3-2 at Eastview Stadium.
Let's go, Blue!
Kendall Great, their top scorer with 14 goals. Gilbertson with 6. Nobody else with more than 3, according to the statistics we were given. And so as Great goes, as Great and Gilbertson go, so go the Irish.
Of course, the Great name, very familiar to fans of both this team. Her older sister graduated a year ago, but was on the team for several years, one of the best players on that championship team for the Irish.
Weisendaughter nicely done, turning there and feeding that ball to Seehafer, went right by, and the defense called to the pump. Now the Wildcats and Irish did play earlier this year here on ETV. It was an exciting match. Irish took an early 1-0 lead at halftime for the Wildcats, stormed back in the second half. Big heave by Turner. Finds its way to Jolstrom. Jolstrom can't control Gilbertson. Sends that out. Looking for Heimerl. And the final score on that one was 2-1 to the Wildcats. Goals by Jensen and Leitenberg. Big throw by Cron finds Weisendaughter in the corner. And Weisendaughter again ends up on the deck for her trouble.
Goal kick, Irish.
Expect this to be a fairly physical game between these two teams. We've seen it already, using their body to shield the ball both ways, helping the defense, forcing goal kicks. It's nicely done there by the Irish in that instance.
Right, it will be interesting to see as Turner is your deep safety. 4 at the back for the Wildcats with Turner playing deep. Jensen can't hold that one down, sends it for Turner. Turner might have taken an extra touch there to settle that before looking for Seehafer. Wildcats, number 1 seed in Section 3-3A. Last time went to state, and again, as you alluded to, Skip, the COVID year of 2020, they would have gone to state had they had a state tournament that year, but last time they actually went to state and took 3rd place, 2018. Record this year, 12-3-2 in total. Jensen finds Leitenberg. First touch might have let her down there a little bit as this ball finds its way out towards Great and gets played off of her hips.
Allie Jensen, one of the 2 active players that was on that 2020 squad, the other one Kira Waldrop. So both 4th-year varsity players for the Wildcats, and if memory serves, the game-winning goal scored by Ariel Lindgren was assisted by Kira Waldrop.
Neither team with any shots on goal so far. No shots to the net. See if that changes here as Seehafer tries her at the corner, puts the move on, now goes around another player, sends it across, and Norwick, her first shot of the day. Might have been more of a cross than a shot, but we'll call it a shot anyway.
They got that a little too close to the goal. Easy play for a good goalkeeper to make. Come out and catch that cross there by Seehafer, but some excellent moves to free herself to give her that opportunity.
Seehafer pitches over the top. Leitenberg is storming through the middle. She gets it, tries to get it on her left foot. Now she tries again to get it on her left foot. Waldrop, she goes to goal and slides it just wide.
Waldrop, number 23, is wide.
Oh, it was so close by Waldrop, so close. A great setup there. A perfect run by Leitenberg as she made that diagonal run across, bringing the defender with her, and it left nothing but open space behind. Waldrop steps up, fills that open space, and gets an excellent shot. Goal-scoring opportunity just a bit wide.
Waldrop will be a little disappointed that she didn't hit the frame that time. Imagine she had a good bit of net to shoot at. And we've seen Kira Waldrop score in situations like that. In fact, it could be said that that was a really nice shot for Waldrop, in part because as Seehafer puts the Jets on, goes right by the defense. Now she crosses over, looking for Leitenberg. Jensen's hustling to the corner. She's watched there by Wimberly in the corner, and it goes into touch.
But it's incredible how much strength that Seehafer got on that ball. She wasn't even facing the middle of the field. She just did a quick 90-degree turn with her hips to get it to come across, and she got so much of it she out-kicked all of her targets. But again, that backside, the far post was wide open. Had a Wildcat been playing farther out, that would have been a really, really good chance there to take a touch and then put that one on to goal.
Cron with a big throw opportunity. She's got Seehafer and Weisendonner looking for Seehafer. It's played away by the Irish. Heimerl back for it. She does a 1-2 with McGill. Fall cleans that up and finds Turner. Turner's pass can't connect with Jolstrom, but Jolstrom rallies. Weisendonner. Nice layoff play that time for Waldrop. And good step by Fall, but Heimerl just that much stronger. They're looking for Great on the far side. And Enning with a magnificent tackle. Oh, that was just absolute beauty. She had to get it right. Great might have had a bit of a turf burn there. She's not happy. But it was a beautiful tackle as Enning came in, took the ball, barely made any contact with Great, and Great went down. Great's such a good player that Enning really has to be on top of her game. Waldrop's ball finds the Irish, who finds Valaga.
Johnson, number 6.
Gilbertson screaming for in the corner, wondering why she didn't get the pass there. So the Wildcats will have to keep an eye on that moving forward. Almost 10 minutes into this Section 3-3A final between the Wildcats and the Irish. Ball gets switched expertly to the far side. Oh, intercepted by Jensen. Nicely done coming back for that. Leitenberg's touch may have let her down. Let's see if she can run this one down. She does. She goes by one defender, goes by two defenders. She's going to get a left foot on this, but she didn't get much on it. Thought there might be a foul on the outside as Leitenberg was, there's a lot of contact, but good step here by Cron.
That's a nice choice by Cron to make that pass to Weisendonner. Had she gone outside to Leitenberg, I think she was coming back from an offside position and it wouldn't have been a legal pass.
Interesting first half so far with the first 10 minutes. Enning's going to have a chance if she gets to this ball. She's on the overlap from Seehafer. Great comes back and says, you could tackle me. I could take that ball right back. And she does. And it's a goal kick. Eagan Partisans calling for a corner kick there, but center referee Josh Hartwell having none of it.
A decent sales pitch there by the fans, but center ref not purchasing this time.
Still 0-0. And so far the Wildcats starting, I think it's fair to say, on the front foot. Irish coming back into it. Here's Great down the sideline. Enning's not going to run her down this time, but Turner's going to come over. Turner's going to put this out. And we're going to have our first corner of the night for the Rosemount Irish.
Some good help defense there by Turner, getting over from her center back position. Unfortunately, she couldn't angle that on this side of the corner flag, so setting up a good goal scoring opportunity here on the corner.
Robertson with it, sends it in. Valga high in the air. It ping-pongs around, and Leitenberg clears that out well into touch. Nice job that time by the Eagan defense. Good job by Valga giving it a good punch, and good job by Leitenberg sending that into touch for safety's sake.
It's a great save there by Valga, punching that one up away from danger. Leitenberg there to clean that up. Overall, good team defense there by the Wildcats. Important that even someone who plays up front like Leitenberg getting back to help out.
Wessel and Heupel
Two substitutions
check in for the
Irish
Wildcats,
in the
for the
Ivy
Irish.
Wessel, number 14, and Abby Heupel, number 23, going off number 8, Chloe McGill, and number 18, Allison Robleski.
Robleski and McGill checking out. We'll get it right eventually. It's only a whole soccer season in. Ball gets played back towards Valaga. Be interesting to see how the Irish attack the Wildcats. Again, the last game between these two teams was 2-1 to the Wildcats. Irish took an early lead. Wildcats will think on balance they were probably the better team in that game, and of course the score indicated that at the end, but Wildcats definitely would like to get an early start. That being said, they have scored 49 goals this year. That is the Wildcats, 49 goals, 32 of them in the second half, Skip Newton. So I wouldn't say they're a second half team, but it sure looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, the stats would certainly indicate that. So far, the strategy by the Irish seems to be attempting to get the ball into the corner to Great. They've passed her the ball several times. So trying to utilize her talent and speed here on the near touch.
Foul in the corner on
Foul
Jensen.
on the Wildcats, free kick for the Irish.
She and Miller were battling in the corner, and Jensen just gave just a little too much of a push in the back. That finds Seehafer.
And the kick was Molly Miller, number 12.
Seehafer puts the moves on, goes towards touch, and runs out of real estate. Definitely looks like it with now Great is out of the game, and Heupel has taken her position. Or Great is in the game, excuse me. Heupel was playing over on that side. The ball looks for Weisendonner, can't. Jolstrom, nice step. This ball's over the top, it's going to die. Is Leitenberg going to get to it first? No, she's not, as Norwick is quickly off of her line, but it does seem like the strategy is send it deep to Great, send it deep to Heimerl, and let them make something happen, Skip Newton.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. I'm guessing that's proved to be pretty successful for the Irish. A couple of very talented girls. You want to get them the ball as often as possible, and they're going to do good things with it, much like the Wildcats often try to use Leitenberg and Seehafer to set up their offense.
Yeah, I was just going to say the similarities to the Wildcat offensive attacker are obvious, aren't they? Oh, Enning just dispossessed Great, nicely done. She finds Weisendonner across for Waldrop. Look at Waldrop on the run. She slides it over for Leitenberg, and Leitenberg had strayed into an offside position, and I'm honest with you, Skip, I think she was offside.
Yep. She needs to pay a little more attention there.
Indirect
she had to know that ball was coming from
Irish.
Waldrop. That was the obvious play to make, as it didn't look like Waldrop would have an opportunity to take a touch inside with another dribble, so she had to go out to a wide open Leitenberg. She's just got to be patient and stay on that back defender until the pass is made.
And a foul called on Kron. Apparently a little too much of the body, not enough of the ball. Even though she took the ball, Rosemount Irish player went down. I could not tell, if I'm honest, I could not tell you which player that was. Second foul on the Wildcats.
12, Molly Miller.
These set pieces are important for both teams. You need to defend well, make sure that you're staying with your mark, winning this ball in the air, if that's where the ball is placed, like that.
Nice job by Turner that time. Seehafer gets a shove in the back for her trouble. Ball rotates around, finds Kron. Kron chips that out, looking for Leitenberg. I think it's going to run out into touch.
Kron didn't have a whole lot of options there. I did like how she kept that near the touch line, at least kick that in the direction of a teammate, but if you're going to make an error, you're on the touch line and out of danger, not to the middle of the field.
Ball's going to find its way towards touch. Oh, and it's going to go off of, unlucky that time for Johnson. That was surely going to be a Rosemount Irish throw. Misplayed there a little bit by the Wildcats, and now Cron finds it, gives it right to Fall. Waldrop, now Turner.
One thing Eagan needs to adjust to today, the pressure on their back line is going to be much more intense than what they've had in the first two section games. There was absolutely none against Burnsville in game one, but even in the section semifinal, they had a lot of time defensively to settle the ball and reset their attack. That's not going to be the case here. They're going to have to make quick decisions. Their first touch is going to have to be very good so they can get rid of that quickly, but not just boot it up the field, but find a teammate to pass to.
Rosemount Irish at the same time, they had an excellent semifinal game against Eastview where they took a 3-1 lead before conceding late for a 3-2 final score. But the Irish, like the Wildcats, have not seen a lot of defensive pressure. The Wildcats are going to put a lot of pressure on the Rosemount defense. Imagine Leitenberg should give that to Cron. Let's get Ava Leitenberg into the penalty area for a throw.
That backside wide open again. If Seehafer continues to move forward, the defender goes with her. Leaves up the back post if there's a player there to fill that.
Oh, nice layoff that time by Weisendonner, but Jensen couldn't hammer it home. It's good rally defense that time by the Irish. They had to do that, otherwise Jensen would have had a nice sitter from just outside the penalty area. Waldrop dispossessed. Now she comes back and gets it back. Seehafer tries a 1-2 pass. And that ball finds itself all the way over to touch. If this was a heavyweight fight, Skip Newton, how would you score the early rounds?
Right now, I think it's an even draw. I mean, the Wildcats have had the best goal-scoring opportunity, but Rosemount has definitely gotten down there in an opportunity to get some goals as well. They've had the only corner kick thus far, so it's exactly what I think most people would have expected between these two rivals. A very hard, clean, well-played game thus far, and it's very even.
Yeah, from a neutral standpoint, an absolutely cracker of a game. Turner heaves that towards the goal area off of one Irish defender. Waldrop can't get to it. It's a shot on. That was an absolute rocket from Jolstrom.
Goal, the save by Emily Norway.
Yeah, great shot there. Unfortunately, right at the goalkeeper's hands, an easy save. But kept that on frame. Good hard shot. If that thing's more towards either post, that's going to be a goal for sure.
I think we're going to have a handball here against Anna Enning. So everybody on both sides, every partisan in the stadium knew that was a handball violation. Now, one of the early things that the Wildcats have demonstrated, Skip, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've mentioned a couple of times, the Wildcats struggle sometimes keeping the ball down and hitting the frame as opposed to putting it high into the air or over the frame. And so far, they seem to be doing that very well.
That was a great step up by Enning. Unfortunately, she just didn't get her body in front. Ended up being a good handball, because if that had gotten by her clean, that could have been trouble.
Seehafer wins that one in the corner. Nicely done. She looks for Weisendonner. Weisendonner knocks it down. Finds Leitenberg. Leitenberg by one defender. She's got an opportunity. She crosses. No one's there on the back post. Leitenberg has to be disappointed. Weisendonner and Seehafer, neither one able to get into a position for a tap-in.
The pass was there. Seehafer was laying back looking for that negative pass. I don't know if there was any communication going on. We're too far away to tell one way or another, but had she done a negative pass, I don't even know if the passing lane was there. That's where Seehafer was placed, but a beautiful ball across. Had Seehafer been racing into the far post, that's a tap-in goal.
Well, Leitenberg has 8 goals on the year. Maybe Seehafer and Weisendonner were thinking that Leitenberg was going to go to goal, and they were staying back looking for a rebound or for a loose ball. off of Norwich's hands. But in any event, we play on, still 0-0. Waldrop's pass intercepted there in the middle, nicely done that time by Heupel. Now Kron. Kron picks out, Seehafer. The other thing the Wildcats seem to be doing very well is they seem to be serving the ball to Seehafer, Leitenberg et al. Earlier. They're not dribbling to the 50-yard line and then serving the ball. They're serving the ball even in their own half.
Yes, the team that is going to produce the more scoring chances is the one that's going to connect more passes in the middle of the field. We've seen both teams, when they get it down, it's as a direct result of connecting one or two passes in the midfield to set up their attack and then making runs. Usually the long balls, like from the defense like that, that's a really tough pass to complete. It's easier for the defense to run up and make that play. Here's another example where the Wildcat was under pressure. Wildcat girl, really hard to control that and make a play.
Leitenberg was facing two defenders that time. Jensen comes back, loses it. Now Waldrop and Jensen are going to have to rally. Here's a play down the sideline by Heimerl. And that'll find its way to Valga's waiting arms. 24 minutes in, 24th minute, I should say, of this Section 3-3A final. Score still 0-0. Rosemount Irish and the Eagan Wildcats. Quality programs, the defending state champion. We'll find out at the end of the night whether the the Irish are going to be in a position to defend their state title or not, Skip, or whether we'll have a new champion here in the state of Minnesota. Weisendonner, Seehafer, a little bit of confusion there. Kron with a big step up.
An errant pass there by Leitenberg, unfortunately, just right to the foot of the Irish. That could have been a potential opportunity for the Wildcats had they connected up another pass or two.
Kron with a clearance. Weisendonner absolutely gets, her back gets climbed on. And she was supporting the weight of both herself as well as McGill. And a foul against the Irish. For anybody who doesn't normally watch ETV, these broadcasts, I have consistently said that Kylie Weisendonner, number 10 for the Wildcats, is consistently done hard by the referees with her low center of gravity and her physical play. She gets knocked around a lot. Speaking of around a lot, there goes Seehafer. She fires to the middle, looks for Seehafer. Let's check if that was Jensen. The ball finds its way back to the middle as Enning pops it in. Oh, almost a bad clearance there by the Irish. Waldrop pirouettes through. She puts her right foot to it. She goes high, and she hits the football upright. Inside joke complete.
Shot taken by Kira Waldrop, number 23, over top of the goal.
It's nice to know that the
goal kick, Irish.
Season ends with that streak intact.
For anybody who's not aware, anybody from South Florida, South Dakota, or parts unknown, Skip and I often will talk about how the ball seems to magically find its way onto the football goalposts and going to goal as Fall battles there, continues to battle, and finally is going to get flagged for a whistle. Center referee saying, okay, that's enough.
Free kick, Irish.
And at some point, as a referee, you are going to blow a whistle there. It makes sense to me from where I'm sitting. Be interesting to see what other kinds of fouls are going to be relevant here as Seehafer comes back and tries to clean that up.
It's important as a defender when you're playing behind like that to make sure that you're not giving up space. You can't yield that, and you want to make sure that your opponent knows that you're there, but you cannot push too hard or a ref's gonna call that. It's just too easy of a call to make.
Waldrop intercepted, but her touch let her down. Weisendonner with a nice potential interception. Unlucky that time that it just got away from her just a little too far. Goal punt goes right to Seehafer. Seehafer finds Weisendonner, slides through for Leitenberg. Leitenberg spins, turns. She goes down, no penalty. I didn't think that was a penalty, Skip. What did you think?
No, I think that's a good non-call.
Yep, I think she just got spun around, lost her balance there. Confused as I wonder what Leitenberg. It seemed like she would take that on her left foot, Skip. I'm surprised that she tried to get it onto her right or tried to turn.
Yeah, her left foot is such a weapon for her. She's so good at taking those left-footed shots, and the other team, unless they've done any sort of scouting or they remember, they're not prepared for that. You naturally assume that someone's right foot is their stronger foot, and you will cheat that way to take that right foot shot or right foot cross away. I think that a lot of times allows Leitenberg to get her left foot off clean, and that was a golden opportunity, especially with her, in between the posts. In between the posts, she was right there in the middle. A great opportunity.
More substitutes being warmed up by the Irish. No activity so far. Well, I used to say that, of course. Now a player comes to the scorer's table in blue. Overlapping run here by Enning. Enning's going to make a play there. Is great. Ushers that out into touch.
Good aggressive run there by Enning, just in case she was able to get there and win it.
The Wildcats, we're going to see freshman Ellie Westerman. Be interesting to see who she comes in for, as Weisendonner took a bit of a knock on the last sequence. Waldrop's going to load up and fire towards Norwick, and that's just it's on target, it's on frame, it's just too soft and right at the keeper.
Yeah, it takes almost a perfect shot from 33 yards out like that. One where you want to put it probably higher, see if you can't put one over the top of a stretched arm from the goalkeeper. That's usually one where goalkeepers can have trouble from distance.
And now we'll see the substitution as Jensen will be withdrawn. Jensen will be withdrawn. Westerman will come on. It'll be interesting to see if Westerman takes the center attacking mid spot or whether she slides over to take the place of either Seehafer or Leitenberg. We'll have to see how this plays out. Seehafer. Enning. And Enning fires that into touch. Enning saying, I don't think I really needed that ball.
She did have time, though. Just mishit that one.
Oh, big step here by Waldrop. She's got an opportunity, finds Westerman. Westerman back to Waldrop. Waldrop has her pocket picked by Heimerl coming back from the upper midfield. That ball's going to go run into touch, and that's going to be a Wildcat throw. Finds Westerman in the corner. Westerman blocks the clearance attempt, and it comes out towards Fall. Fall gets absolutely lit up. That was a meaty challenge.
Yeah, it's one of those where two girls are going aggressively for the ball, and the first one to get there who wins the ball a lot of times is going to draw the foul because the other one missed.
Walter plays that ball in. It skitters off a couple of heads. Weisendonner can't get her foot to it, and it's a rally clearance that time by the Irish. Enning finds Seehafer. Seehafer gets on her left foot. Goes around one, goes around two, goes around the third. Crosses over. Header away that time by the Irish.
Great defensive header there. Not only winning it, but punching that away from the goal. Just a really controlled header. That's a huge play by the Rosemount Irish defense.
Delaney Tuttle checking in for Martin. Nora Martin.
Substitution for the Irish into the game is Delaney Tuttle, number 5.
Gilbertson battles Waldrop there in the middle. Westerman earns it. Finds Leitenberg, who goes right back to Westerman, but Westerman was on the other side of the defender. Jolstrom ends up in a heap, but Turner will clean that up. Finds Seehafer. Seehafer. Weisendonner. Weisendonner tries to slide that through to Leitenberg. You could see what she was trying to do. Oh, big foul there as Westerman was coming across. And this is prime shooting opportunity, prime scoring opportunity, scoring chance for the Wildcats. Westerman absolutely got hacked down. Here's Ella Johnson.
For the Wildcats,
Check it. I
would
don't
be
think that was
Kira
Ella
Waldrop,
Johnson. I thought it was number 6. It's not. In any event, it's a foul and a free kick for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Westerman came out of nowhere to win that. I don't think the Rosemount Irish girl even knew she was there. She was going for the ball, and all of a sudden it was Westerman's leg.
Waldrop will certainly go to goal here. The wall does its job. Comes back to Cron. She sends it back in. Oh, it's just a little too heavy that time for Seehafer. Unlucky for Cron and Seehafer. Take a little off that, and maybe Seehafer has a chance.
Yeah, a little more lob, a little less direction. But the good thing is not only that she made the right decision there, but she kept it diagonal. She kept it away from the goal. If that's right on goal, it's just an easy pass to the goalkeeper. So she did a nice job of keeping it away from the goalkeeper.
Lightenberg acrobatically tries to find Cron, goes over the top. Seehafer with endless energy keeps it in and earns the throw. Deep throw in here by the Wildcats. Turner is going to trot forward for this. Yeah. Seehafer, I always love it when the forwards try to take the throw-ins deep, and it's like, no, you go score. We'll have somebody else try to throw it in.
I like how Cron went right back to the same thing that we just saw her do. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Turner with a heave. Looking for Weisendonner. Comes off an Irish player. Finds Cron in a foul. We could not hear the whistle from here, but it was a foul. All of the players, including Cron, who had the ball inside the penalty area with nobody around her and able to shoot, laid off and did not fire towards net.
The throw-in got over the Rosemount Irish player because the Rosemount Irish player was pushed in the back. So a good call there. I wasn't expecting us to get away with it, but obviously had the Wildcats gotten away with that one, that would have been a golden scoring opportunity right at about the 20-yard mark, smack dab in the middle with no pressure.
Cron with a heave. That's going to go off of the Irish. Lightenberg says, I'm going to try to go quick. Finds Weisendonner. Lays back for Cron. Cron across. Sends it up for Seehafer. Westerman almost got to it. And the Irish really trying to force feed Kendall Great. Seehafer again. Sends it over for Waldrop. Waldrop gets that back. Just pushed off the ball. And I think Lightenberg is going to get out into touch off of Lightenberg. The state tournament will take place next week. The winner of this game will go to that state tournament representing Section 3-3A. Skip, do you have confirmation? Do you happen to have confirmation on when that game would be? The first game of the state tournament, is it next Wednesday? Thursday?
That I do not know. I will see if we can't maybe find that information at halftime. And we'll get back to our viewing audience there. I don't know the location of the state tournament game 1 either.
Whether you're a Rosemount supporter or an Eagan supporter, no matter who wins, I'm sure you'll be interested to know where they'll play next. Donner lays that up for Waldrop. Waldrop finds Jolstrom. Jolstrom across for Weisendonner. Got away from her. Big step here by Fall. Nice job by Fall to step from her center back position. Unlucky there that it played off of her foot into touch.
We've seen Fall do that multiple times this half. She does a really nice job of picking her places to step up and win those balls in the middle of the field. It's huge when she can do that successfully. It keeps the ball down in the Irish defensive end, setting up the Wildcat attack.
Jolstrom finds Seehafer, lays that off for Westerman. You can see the gears turning in all the girls' heads. It just hasn't come off yet. Rosemount Irish might need to find some more. As Cron battles there on the corner. Finds Seehafer. Seehafer around one defender. She goes across. Norwick almost spills it.
Seehafer, number 18.
Call it a shot. Call it a shot on goal. I'm not sure if that was going to go in if Norwick hadn't gotten on it. It certainly was close.
looked to be heading wide, but Norwick wasn't going to take any chances there. Able to secure that one with a good dive. She's definitely looked the part of a big-time goalkeeper thus far, making all the necessary plays.
The shots are 6-2 in favor of the Wildcats. Wildcats certainly have had, other than the corner kick early in the game for the Irish, Wildcats have really had the lion's share of the offensive pressure. Irish will bring it to the side, and that's Johnson. Wins a throw. Good student section here. Unfortunately, we don't have the truck and only a 2-camera shoot necessarily, which is what we usually have for soccer, but we don't have the truck and don't have extra cameras, so you're not always able to see it, but nice student section. The band is here tonight at Wildcat Stadium. As Johnson will come forward and give this a heave into the penalty area. Into the last 2 minutes of the first half, score still 0-0. Johnson heaves it in. It's off 1 or 2 heads. It's chipped out that time by Turner. Westerman finds it, hoofs that out. Weisenauer going to give chase. Speaking of giving chase, the Irish run that down. Send that back in, looking for some help as Fall battles in the corner. And a foul against the Irish in the corner. Again, that's one of those push in the back fouls like we saw against Jensen earlier. It's not always super hard, but it's in the back, and it's an easy call for the referee. So Skip, heading into the last minute here of play, assuming we go 0-0 into half, who has to feel better about this, the Wildcats or the Irish?
I think that all depends on how you want to look at it. The Wildcats can feel good about the fact that despite the first 20 minutes were what I'll say very evenly played, there was the next 15 minutes or so I felt like the Wildcats were putting more pressure on the Irish defense. Now in the last couple minutes, the Irish have gotten it down there. So the Wildcats can feel good about the fact that they're getting more opportunities, more pressure. But if it ends 0-0 at half, then the Irish can definitely feel good about that. Tie game, anything can happen.
Certainly anybody's game. In the last 15 seconds here, we'll see if the Wildcats can even hoist it in towards the net.
10 seconds remaining.
Spin there.
9.
Might have been a foul there, no call.
7.
Center referee Josh Harwell having none of that as Great goes around Henning, but unless Kendall Great is going to imitate a superhero off from the Marvel Megaverse, she's not going to have time to run down and try to put that one into the net. First half ends, Wildcats 0, Irish 0. It's 0-0 for these two teams. Skip, still an even contest?
For the most part, I got to say it's still an even contest. I think either team can definitely put on enough pressure and present themselves with an opportunity to score. It's just going to come down to the next big opportunity, which team finishes first. I mean, that'll be such a crucial goal, not only for the lead, but for momentum, and then it also forces the team that's down a goal to play a different style. They have to adjust. They're going to have to get more aggressive, and that can lead to more counterattack opportunities if a team scores.
Well, folks, we'll step aside. It's 0-0 here in the Section 3-3A championship game between the Irish and the Wildcats. We will step aside. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with second half action. You're watching and listening to ETV. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, the campus of Eagan High School here in Eagan, Minnesota. We've got 40 more minutes of Section 3-3A soccer for you tonight between the Rosemount Irish and the Eagan Wildcats. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined again for the second half by Skip Newton and an award-winning ETV crew. And Skip, the Wildcats and Irish played the first half pretty even on the scoreboard. Wildcats maybe had a few more opportunities, maybe a little bit better, more consistent offensive pressure, but neither team was able to find the back of the net. Yeah,
only one or two what I'll call great, scoring chances, and I would say both of them by the Wildcats. The corner kick was a good one for Rosemount, but that's really been it as far as pressure on the Eagan goal, whereas the Wildcats had a shot that, honestly, when it was first struck by Kira Waldrop, I thought was in the corner. I got excited for just a second until I realized it went just wide, and a couple other of really good shot opportunities, good shots on goal by the Wildcats. They need to keep that up. They need to keep that pressure up and keep firing those shots. Eventually, when you do that, the odds are one is going to find the net, and that one may be all they need.
Well, the Wildcats have been a dominant second half team. We'll talk about that a little bit later as soon as the kickoff gets us underway. Heimer will stand over it for the Rosemount Irish. She'll put it in play, moving left to right. Irish in white with navy numbers. Wildcats in royal blue with white numbers. And the Irish get us underway. Sending that down, looking for great, and it finds touch. Wildcats have this year, Skip, have scored 49 goals in total. 32 of them have come in the second half of games. It suggests strongly that the Wildcats are a second half team.
Yeah, that statistic is a telling one. I mean, that's a big one to point out. We'll see if that holds true here tonight. I think that suggests that, for a while in many games, it takes the Eagan Wildcats a little bit more time to get their attack figured out, and then they make the halftime adjustments, and they're able to put things together in the second half.
Speaking of adjustments, here's some adjustments by the Wildcats. Seehafer's in, and Norwick had to get that right, and she did, or Seehafer would have been either in on goal or fouled, and that could have been a devastating turn of events for the Irish, but instead Norwick gets it right.
A great break there for the Wildcats, and even better play by Norwick. Just a fantastic play by a goalkeeper. That's how you keep your team in the game when the other team is applying more pressure.
She had to hold her nerve, and she did. Leitenberg and Seehafer combined there as Waldrop now comes to the near side, almost gets dispossessed, finds Leitenberg. Leitenberg goes across, looking for Seehafer, and that's just too heavy. Starting lineup identical to what Coach Q ran in the first half. Jensen battling there in the middle against Heimerl. Heimerl moved into a midfield position. So she started the game at a center forward position. Now she's moved into a midfield position. Seehafer tries to fire that on, and we'll see. Is that going to be a goal kick? And indeed it does. It is.
Goal kick, Irish.
Tapped wide there by Waldrop. She probably would have been better off if she would have just let that one go, like making an effort at it, but fake it just to see if maybe a player behind her could have gotten to it. I don't think that would have resulted that way, but she was too far away to just tap that towards goal and get anything out of it.
Waldrop looks for Weisendonner. Ball gets played on the ground. Here's an opportunity for Seehafer on the back door, and the defense alertly bails out Norwick as that ball squished by. And a clearance for the Irish.
Once again, Norwick up to the challenge, stopping the initial shot. Otherwise, that was goal number one. A couple of great scoring chances here just in the first 3 minutes of the second half. Wildcats applying pressure early.
Weisendonner with her left foot tries to squeeze that through. It's blocked. Enning coming back, sends that over for Turner, who hammers that up. Gilbertson finds her head, goes to Heimerl. Jolstrom, she steps through. Seehafer looking for Weisendonner, couldn't quite squeeze that through, and now Enning with it. Ending on the deck again, but that time all she picked up was a turf burn, as the Irish will retain possession. Not only because it's the commentator's curse, if I say it, it won't happen, but just as an alert, you might be asking yourself, hey Nathan, what happens if these two teams end up tied at the end of regulation? Well, I'll tell you. We'll play 2 10-minute periods of sudden death overtime, sudden death extra time. And remember, sudden death, not all 20 minutes will be played, with the team switching ends after a 5-minute break between the regulation and the overtime periods. I say that now because it might be relevant later. Both teams certainly will do what they can to avoid that eventuality. Now Weisendonner with it. She tries to switch the field, can't. Turner screaming up, oh, out of nowhere, and she gets taken down. Fall steps into it. Turner's a little out of position, and that's cleaned up by Enning. Thought maybe Turner would have earned a foul there. There's Weisendonner with a push in the back, getting pushed in the back. Waldrop through 2 defenders. Now she gets another push in the back, and the referee does blow the whistle. I have to say, I think he was playing advantage. I would have liked him to signal advantage there.
Some rare show of emotion there by Kira Waldrop. Usually not one to talk to the refs, but even she was a little disgusted that that wasn't called a little bit faster.
Waldrop goes towards goal and sends it wide, and that's definitely not what Kira Waldrop was looking for, as that opportunity goes begging. She just needs to pop it up in the air and let those players around the penalty area, edge of the penalty area, make a play.
Yeah, I don't think she was intending to shoot. I think she just got way too much of it.
It's a beautiful night here in the upper 50s here in Eagan, Minnesota. No rain, no wind to speak of. Irish come flying down the line as Delaney Tuttle's going to give chase, and it's going to hit this corner flag and go out, and Cron will have a deep throw.
That is the deepest throw you will ever see. Where she takes her 10 yards. Well played. As players are wont to do.
Berg back for Cron, looking for, now again, I'm not sure why that's not a foul. The player is using Weisendonner as a ladder to climb. And I get it, you can't call it every time, but once in a while it makes sense to blow a whistle there. In any event, Seehafer around a couple of players. Seehafer making the defense's life miserable until she turns it over. Ball gets played past Cron, but finds Fall. Leitenberg. Oh, Leitenberg was by. Now we'll have a blue throw.
Nice control play there by Leitenberg to win possession there. Get the throw, and you never know how that might result in an opportunity. Unfortunately, it does not here for the Wildcats. Weisendonner close, but just can't get past the shielding of the defender by the Irish there. And we've seen that several times during this game. The Rosemount Irish are very good at that skill.
8th grader Nora Martin checking in, replacing Heimerl. Finds that goal kick, finds Gilbertson. She's watched there by Waldrop, excuse me, not Waldrop, by Jolstrom, and that's an easy foul there against the Wildcats. Wildcats need to get back into position, set up defensively, get their shape. Now the ball's in play. Jensen finds Leitenberg. Leitenberg, Weisendonner. Lays that off for Jolstrom. Who lays it off for Enning. I'm not sure Enning thought that ball was going to make it through, but in any event, Jolstrom's layoff finds Enning and finds touch, but Wildcats will retain possession. Almost 8 minutes gone here in the second half.
Bit of a heroic effort there by Enning just to get to that ball. Was played a little bit too far out in front of her. She didn't have the open space to just win that cleanly.
Leitenberg and Cron putting the Irish under pressure. Cron with it again. She crosses. Now she tries to cross again. Finds Weisendonner this time. Lays that off almost for Jensen. It's popped back in for Weisendonner. And finally, the Irish clear their lines.
Feels like the Wildcats are just one step away from getting that great scoring opportunity. We've seen it a couple of times where Norwalk has denied them that chance. Now we're seeing where a defender is getting there just in the nick of time to prevent what should be a great shot on goal.
Here's an opportunity for Seehafer. Norwalk dives for it. I think that's going to be a goal kick.
Shot taken, Josie Seehafer, number 18.
Norwalk taking no chances there as that shot was well wide, but again, no, it does not pay to take chances in this environment.
Substitution for the Irish, back in Skylar Heimerl, number 7.
Heimerl will check back in. Morton will have a seat.
Ivy Wessel, number 14.
Waldrop wins that one, looks for Weisendonner, and then Waldrop fires towards Norwalk, and that just was not going to trouble Norwalk at all.
No, I'd like to see her make another pass, try to get a little bit closer. She wasn't in a position to get enough on a shot to put that one home. One thing I've noticed here tonight, the Irish bench a little bit deeper than the Wildcats. We've not seen a lot of substitutions for Eagan. We'll see how that plays out the longer these players continue to play.
Seehafer takes on multiple defenders. Now she shoots and it goes high. Cannot fault Josie Seehafer. That was excellent effort, beating 3 defenders to create a good shot. She just pushed it high.
Seehafer, number 18.
They got too far under that one. Needed to get over the top and keep it low, keep it on frame. Wildcats, several shots this half now have all missed the mark.
Back in the game for the Irish.
Jolster with the tackle, nicely done. Finds Weisendonner, lays that off for Seehafer. Seehafer with a dummy and tries to run that down. Maybe just a little bit too clever there. Ball gets popped up into the air and will fall now for the Irish. Good step that time by Turner. Waldrop and Weisendonner. Looks for Leitenberg.
It was such a clever pass. I don't even think Leitenberg was ready for it.
She wasn't ready at all. Like you said, Skip, it's almost like the Wildcats are just one pass away or one bounce away or something. A foul there by the Irish. A nice collision there by the
Center referee stops the clock. Injury on the field.
Collision there as Waldrop gets sent down in a heap. She's holding her legs. We'll see how she's doing. And Dr. D, with 28 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock, will come across the field.
She immediately grabbed her left knee, which is a concern. She's not even trying to get up.
Substitution, will certainly have a substitution here for Waldrop as she's been injured. It's like Westerman is warming up again.
Come on, Ronnie.
Check it, Emma Fetzich will come in. Senior Emma Fetzich will come in to replace Waldrop in a like-for-like switch. So Gilstrom and Fetzich will be your defensive midfielders and playing in front of the back 4. Senior captain Kira Waldrop will certainly have to leave the field. It remains to be seen if she'll be able to return. This Wildcat team certainly can use her. It is a free kick for the Wildcats. Although everybody, as Waldrop is up, not putting much weight on her left leg.
Little surprise they're not coming off this side of the field.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game is Emma Fetzich, number 22.
I don't know if her left leg, which was planted, might have twisted when she got pushed to the ground, and it just caught and didn't bend naturally, or what exactly the case was there.
Yeah, it was a foul from behind. There's nothing really in it. It wasn't malicious and mean or anything. I think it just didn't come down the right way as Leitenberg will stand over this free kick. Looking for one of the Sequoia's in the penalty area. Have to wait for the whistle. As Waldrop is now finally able to make her way over to the bench.
We'll resume with a free kick for the Wildcats.
Leitenberg with her left foot will stand over it. She puts it in towards goal. It lands. Almost finds Seehafer. Now Seehafer wins it. Seehafer tries to beat one defender. And it's played into touch.
An injury to a key player like Kira Waldrop can really kind of take the wind out of the sails for the Wildcats here. They need to think past this a little bit and just focus on the task at hand.
Weisendonner shooting on Norwick, and that had some mustard on it, Skip Newton. That will work.
Nice shot, unfortunately right at Norwick yet again.
Great matchup with Cron. Cron takes it away from Great, and it's deflected out. Cron with a great tackle on Great.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game, number 2, Ella Horn.
And Ella Horn will come in for Cron.
Number 16.
And Horn will be matched head-to-head with Kendall Great on this side. Check it, it looks like they're going to switch. Yeah, they're going to switch Enning over to Great and have Horn play the other side. Enning has kept Great off the score sheet all first half. Makes a lot of sense. Tries a 1-2 pass, couple of 1-2 passes there by Leitenberg and Weisendonner just don't come off.
My assumption here is Coach Q recognizes the fact that eventually girls are going to need at least a quick breather, trying to use his bench, give them 5, 6, 7 minutes, probably get them right back on, but keep them fresh for the last 20 to 25.
Seehafer through multiple defenders, and that ball finds its way back to Norwick. And you cannot fault Josie Seehafer's effort on the far side. She's been by so many defenders. The end product just hasn't come off for her. Fetzich can't control it, sends it back for fall. And Valaga quickly out, but she's out of net now. And somebody, I think we're going to have a foul. Yep, yeah, we're going to have a foul here on the Wildcats.
I'll call on the Wildcats.
And we're likely to have a yellow card caution. That's a good call as Fetzich picks it up here in the 54th minute.
It was good pressure on the ball, not letting Rosemount shoot, making sure Valga could get back into the
Wildcats,
net.
Emma Fetzich, number 22. Time of the yellow card is 53-23.
At the same time.
Rosemount heaves that towards Valaga. Collision there. Valga's down on the deck. It's a scramble in the penalty area before it's finally played out that time by the Wildcats.
Nice play by Val again, the Eagan defense there to make sure nothing got on goal. It was a brilliant ball off the yellow card foul, the trip at about 40, 45 yards out.
Horn battling there on the far side.
Back in for the Wildcats is Ellie Westerman, number 3.
Penalty area before it's cleared. Weisendonner cleans that off, sends it over for Leitenberg. Can Leitenberg get touch to it? She can. The defense, now Leitenberg, Westerman, who had checked in. She's going to put a foot to it. Oh, she's taken away by Heimerl, who sends it over for Great. Great and Fall will now battle. And a good opportunity there for Enning. Now Enning can carry. Oh, and that ball slides past everybody. Seehafer's going to run her guts out to get there. And the Irish control. Jensen now. Westerman just a bit too casual. And now Leitenberg a little bit too casual. Ball tries to get through from Jensen over to Horn making a run. Nice run by Horn. Jensen just couldn't squeeze it through to her. Horn steps up again. That ball's going to find its way towards the sideline. Wildcats reeling a little bit as Enning makes the run around Leitenberg and earns the throw. The assistant referee signaled blue throw. Center referee hesitantly signaled white throw. It was pretty obviously going to be a Eagan throw, but in any event, the throw calls like that sometimes go against you, sometimes they don't. And the universe is now righted itself.
It's one of the first times all day that we've heard the student section from either team really get on the referees for a call that they didn't like, which says a lot about the quality of the reffing so far. I mean, the calls have all been good calls. They've been fair calls. Nothing that we've felt has been incorrectly played. It's just that one throw-in looked obvious to everybody but the center ref.
Ball nicely off the sideline, finds Great. Great's going to hoof that forward, looking for Gilbertson on the far side. I think that's Gilbertson. It was not Gilbertson. Wrobleski, sorry. You'd think, she plays soccer with my daughter. You'd think I know how to say that. Well, I've always pronounced it another way. And now I'm trying to do it the same way that Kate Cron back in for Horn.
Ella Horn, number 2.
But I'm trying to do it the way that the announcer here did it, because that's probably the right way to do it, although no one's ever corrected me in the past. So in any event, we play on. Wildcats are going to have to overcome the loss of Kira Waldrop. Obviously, and that's not to say that she's out for the season or anything like that. I'm just saying she's clearly not on the pitch now. And so Jensen, Weisendonner, Westerman are going to have to find a way to make this work as Cron heaves it towards the Irish end. Big step there by Enning. Defense there by Jensen. A nice job by the Irish breaking what I would describe as the press. Good step by Enning that time. That ball will find its way over the top, and Fall will battle Great down there in the corner. And she'll earn the throw. Nice job by Isabella Fall.
Yeah, great control there. Did a nice fake to the middle to get Great leaning, and then brought it back to the outside to safety, and then ended up winning the throw for trouble.
Weisendonner will give chase. That will go out for another Eagan throw. Just over 22 minutes to go here in the second half. Score is still 0-0. Westerman instead. Oh, she goes cross to Seehafer. Oh, but Weisendonner, left foot. It's in the net! Kylie Weisendonner with a strike! From 25 yards out, it's a bolt of lightning in blue, and its name is Kylie Weisendonner.
Just an absolute blast into the top shelf by Weisendonner. She faked that pass to the right, brought it back to her left foot, and put it right in the back of the sack. A huge goal for the Wildcats.
Norwick was in position. She's been quality all night. She's been wonderful all night. And that ball just was in the place where she wasn't able to get to it. 1-0 to the Wildcats. Kylie Weisendonner. Not sure who the assist is going to go to. We'll wait on that one.
Now the Wildcats have to anticipate a response here
Scoring for the Wildcats
from the Rosemount Irish.
Goal scored by number 10, Kylie Weisendonner. The
goal was unassisted. Seehafer looks for Leitenberg, and Leitenberg with a one-touch. And it goes just over the top of the net.
Goal kick for the Irish. Wildcats goal scored by Kylie Weisendonner. It was unassisted. The time 58:05.
Kylie Weisendonner, one of the top scorers for the Wildcats this year. She has 7 goals, 2 assists, and none bigger than that. That's, I guess, 8 goals, I should say. And none bigger than that. As Cron battles there to make sure Wrobleski cannot turn. Again, club soccer teammates. 20 minutes to go, a quarter of the game to go. Irish, I can guarantee you they're going to have at least 1 or 2 opportunities here as that ball finds its way through. Oh, brilliant defense by Fall rallying to that. and Edding earns the foul.
And not only a brilliant play to get there, but she passed it out to a teammate, 2 feet. The Wildcats, it's 20 minutes left. This is way too early for them to start just booming the ball around and playing over defensive style of soccer. They need to play smart soccer, continue to pressure, but pass the ball, try to set up their offense. The best way to win this game is to score a second goal and get a 2-goal lead.
Jolstrom, Leitenberg, Seehafer. There's a whole host of Wildcats sauntering through the center of the defense there, and Rosemount Irish under a lot of pressure right now, Skip. Offensively, what are they going to do? They've so far Great has not she's not had much room. Edding has closed her down. Heimerl hasn't had a lot of room. Gilbertson hasn't had much. The Irish certainly have to be asking questions.
Yeah, they have to look for an opportunity to counterattack as long as Eagan's going to continue to pressure down the field. They need some sort of a break, some sort of big play by one of their top players. They have the talent, of course, to do it. I mean, that's why they're playing in this game. Eagan needs to stay tight. They need to continue to do that. Stop advances, make sure that they have numbers up defensively, and then when they get a chance, make good passes out so they can counterattack.
So prescient, Skip Newton, to talk about the need to maintain offensive pressure. As you see Seehafer battle there, she hoists that forward and it goes off of an Irish player. Wildcats will have a throw, but so important to maintain their physical play, maintain the offensive pressure. Easiest way to hold a lead is to maintain the ball in the attacking third. And the Wildcats, as Cron hoists that deep, she'll have another chance now. Big throws by Cron are helpful in terms of advancing this ball. The Wildcats continuing with the trend, though, Skip Newton, of being a second half team. 50 goals on the season, 33 of them scored in the second half.
Wouldn't mind seeing number 34 here soon.
And a corner for the Wildcats. Their first of the game.
Wildcats, this will be their first of the game.
Big opportunity here for Eagan. Rosemount's going to bring everyone back, but one girl.
With Kylie Weisendonner, number 10, on the kick.
Weisendonner with it. Her left foot will send it in.
And everybody in close. There's nobody at the 18.
Weisendonner looking for bodies, and it goes off. It's another corner now from the other side. What a brilliant corner that was.
Really tough to tell from our angle if it's going to be in play or if it's going to be on the wrong side of the goal line. That was really close. It ended up being brilliant and almost deflected into the net here on the near post.
On the kick is number 12.
Switch sides, do it again.
Jensen with it. Looks for teammate in the middle. That ball is going to go off an Irish player and go into touch. Wildcats will have another deep throw. Jensen, offside.
Got to be careful when you make that throw in back towards your own goal and then you get the ball right back. You end up throwing the ball in and immediately putting yourself offside.
Yeah. Jensen's got to be careful there.
Easy passes.
Wildcats have got to step on this quickly as Westerman gives Great a chase. Cron steps into that, pooches that forward, finds Seehafer. And that ball goes Wroblewski past Cron and outside to Wroblewski, but finds touch. 16 minutes and change for the Irish to dial up some magic. Westerman, and she's got Leitenberg screaming for the ball. Leitenberg 1-on-3. It almost doesn't matter as Ava Leitenberg, one of the leading goal scorers for this Wildcat team. She can run all day long, Skip Newton. She never gets tired as Westerman's bumped off the ball. What will the Irish do? How will they answer? Up against it now, the Wildcats with a 1-goal lead. Offensively in this half, Irish have not done very much. Jolstrom dispossessed. Tackle there by Cron, nicely done. And Shills go safety first into touch. With just over 15 minutes to go, check it, that's gonna actually be a blue throw. I like Cron taking her time here, Skip Newton.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you wanna, at the point now where you wanna, you know, not waste time excessively, but you don't need to rush things either unless there's an absolute advantage to do so from a tactical point on the field.
Oh, great step by Fall that time.
I feel like you've been saying that multiple times so far. Last opportunity for us to thank our supporters of Eagan Soccer, ARC Soccer Training Center, Melanie and John Willie with Edina Realty, Eagan Football Booster Club, the Eagan Hockey Association, I Got Skills, Jordan Drilling Solutions, State Farm Agency Nick DeVries, Triple Diamond Sports Breaks, the Urgency Room, and Wave Soccer Club. Thank you for your continued support of Eagan Soccer. We could not be successful without your partnership.
Well, a corner opportunity here for the Irish. Probably their best scoring opportunity of the game was a corner off of Gilbertson's foot earlier. Skip Newton, we're going to see what the Irish dial up here. Lots of Wildcats in the penalty in the goal area.
Sydney Gilbertson, number 16.
Ball finds its way towards someone's head and goes over the top, and that's going to be a goal kick.
Despite all of the Wildcats in the box, that shot was, or pass was still won by Rosemount. They went up and won that header. Unfortunately for them, it went through the uprights.
Jolstrom coming off for Courtney Bumpers. So looks like we're going to see Jensen and Westerman move to the defensive mid position with Bumpers on top, along with Leitenberg and Seehafer.
I like that substitution here for the Wildcats. Bumpers has some speed. She has the ability to take advantage of a potential breakaway opportunity as the Irish continue to push the ball down the field to get that game-tying goal.
Ball blocked by Fall, nicely done. Cron's going to send that into touch smartly. It was quite the rocket that Fall blocked, and Isabella Fall, one of the defensive MVPs for the Wildcats this season. Really playing some great football. And offside against the Irish. First flag of the game for that.
We also want to thank our supporters in Sari's Mediterranean Grill and Lounge, Birchwood Dental, Coldwell Banker, Rami Quarmont, Devani's, Divine Salon, Dunn Brothers, Eagan Arms Public House, Eagan Family Dentistry, Escape With Us Vacations, Homestead Auto and Tire, Mark's Towing, Raising Cane's, Teresa's Mexican Restaurant, Wildcats Bar and Grill, Zerbal Orthodontics, and ZZQ Smokehouse. Once again, thank you so much for your support throughout this season. Eagan Soccer is so much more successful with you as our partner.
Bumpers getting into it there. Nicely done that time by Bumpers, pressuring. Weisendonner trying to direct traffic. Comes for Turner, who sends it over for Jensen. Leitenberg, Jensen. Jensen pops it up, but misses Bumpers. Now Enning says, I'll try. Her pass is intercepted. Enning takes control of that. Now it's won by Gilbertson. Big collision there. No call. Wildcats really need to rally as a number of their players are out of position. And we're going to have a foul against the Wildcats. That's a good call against the Wildcats. It was a foul. Wildcats living dangerously. This ball can be played right away. The Wildcats have got to be very, very careful here.
Wildcats got caught with their players out of position, like you said. They were too far forward. A dangerous ball was played over the head, and what turned out to be probably a rather smart foul there. That could have been a great scoring chance, but this shot is also a great scoring chance.
Great's going to stand over it. She's going to send it in, and it's going to be high and wide.
Shot by Kendall Great.
Just a bit outside. Kendall Great with some nice swerve on that ball, but the disappointment evident in her body language and her face. She comes away from that one.
The Irish have definitely stepped up the intensity here since that goal by Weisendonner. Eagan needs to match that. They need to bounce back and start winning some more of these loose balls and getting control, connecting passes at the middle of the field, working the ball down into the Irish end.
Weisendonner with company. She doesn't know it. Now she does. Lays that off for Enning, who pops it forward. Wildcats really just need to keep the ball in play and keep control of it. We'll have a substitution here for the Wildcats coming up. Leitenberg battling Gilbertson, and that's going to go for, now the Wildcats will have an opportunity.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game, number 11, Macy Bray.
Macy Bray is going to check in for Mal Jensen.
I suspect this will be a short break here for Jensen. Just give her a few minutes to just rest her legs, catch her breath, and then get her right back in there.
Bray's first touch goes right back to Leitenberg. Leitenberg looks for Seehafer. Seehafer's going to win that race. Can't get it down to her feet. Good play by Johnson on the outside. It's been Johnson, Seehafer battling all game long. Irish trying to hoof that forward. Bray, Seehafer, Westerman. Seehafer tries to go around the defensive Johnson. Now she picks up another defender. She sends it across, but Westerman was just a step slow on that one. Wildcats, to be honest, Skip, still seem to be missing the influence of Kira Waldrop out there. This ball comes floating in and finds a couple of defenders before it's almost cleared. Now Cron sends that across. Well, Bumpers was close to it. Cron battling again. Finds Westerman. Westerman. Bumpers. Lays off for Leitenberg. Leitenberg's looking for a runner. Oh, an opportunity for the Wildcats! Josie Seehafer! Josie Seehafer gobbles it up, puts it away. Oh, what a brilliant strike. Stayed with it in Norwich again. Just unlucky that she fumbled that ball and it happened to come down right in front of Josie Seehafer. And the Wildcats with a 2-0 lead with 8 minutes to go in this final.
The one time all game long Norwich has not been able to play a ball completely clean. She's had a whale of a game. Honestly, this could be at least 4-0 for Eagan if it weren't for Norwich's outstanding play. That one she can't quite control. It was not an easy one to control, and Seehafer was right there to punch it home.
Credit to Josie Seehafer. She stayed with that ball and would not give up on it. And now the mountain is even higher for the Irish to climb with just under 8 minutes to go. Weisendonner finds Bray. Bray for Cron. Cron sends that forward looking for Bumpers. Bumpers, nicely done that time. Look at Courtney Bumpers. She's going to battle in the corner, go against Johnson.
The assist, number 8, Ava Leitenberg.
Johnson puts that into touch.
In the 72nd minute.
Leitenberg sets up Seehafer.
57 seconds.
Leitenberg sets the table. Seehafer dines sumptuously, and the Wildcats have a 2-0 lead.
Leitenberg, the time 71-57.
We mentioned in the first half that we weren't sure about the exact date and time of the state tournament quarterfinals.
Another opportunity for Seehafer in on Norwich. She and Bumpers are having a conversation, saying Bumpers need to get, I think she's saying you got to get out of my way there. I think Bumpers might have been in an offside position. Irish aren't done. Here comes Kendall Great. She's going to test the back line and earn the throw in. Again, it's going to be a tall mountain for them to climb, but the Irish are capable of scoring goals, and we know that's the case. And don't let that record fool you. They are a 3 seed in this section. But don't let that 9-6-2 record fool you. A lot of those losses were against quality opponents, teams that will be playing at US Bank Stadium this next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about, I was going to finish that thought in the state tournament. The game times, the dates have not been established yet, so we cannot provide that information, and apparently that information is coming out this weekend.
Opportunity here for the Wildcats to put this thing away as Great has it on her feet. She's watched there by Turner. Nicely done, Cassie Turner. I almost wonder if Coach Q has got Cassie Turner man-marking Kendall Great. That might not be a bad idea given that she's easily the Rosemount Irish top scorer this season. Imagine any goal is going to go through her feet, either off of her feet with a pass or off of her foot to the goal. Bolesky to the side. Fall will pooch that into touch. 5.5 minutes separating the Wildcats from the section crown. They've already claimed the South Suburban Conference Championship as that ball gets played well over the top. The Wildcats at the beginning of the season set for themselves 2 goals. The first was a conference championship. The second was a section championship. They are just over 5 minutes away from realizing that dream, Skip Newton.
And now is the time for them to play cautiously, to play defensively. You still want to play aggressive, but keep everything out. Don't take any chances. If you have a good pass, of course make it, but otherwise just getting the ball down into the Irish end is going to waste plenty of time.
Opportunities here for the Wildcats to, again, not delay necessarily, but take their time as Cron's on the far side. Imagine she'll just fire this. Well, I was going to say I wish she'd fire it down the line. Instead, they're going to try to possess it. And maybe Cron will go deep this time as, yeah, you see Seehafer waving her arms like, chuck that over, everyone. Well, I'm sure that's what she said. Cron battling there.
I'll throw it as far as I can and stop calling me Chuck.
Turner sends that down, and that ball comes flying down the sideline. Enning giving chase. She puts that out. And great effort that time by Gilbertson. Throw-in comes in and finds, looking for Gilbertson, finds Leitenberg. And a goal kick.
Goal kick, Wildcats.
I have to say, we can see the body language of the Rosemount supporters on the side, out the side of the press box here, and I have to say their body language is fairly resigned.
Yeah, it's a tall mountain to climb, 3:40 to play, down 2, which is why the Wildcats, after that first goal, needed to stay aggressive, continue to try to pressure Rosemount Irish. They did just that. They didn't get defensive too early, and the second goal, it doesn't guarantee victory, of course, with 8 minutes left, but it makes it almost a sure thing. And the way they're playing, if they can just stay tight defensively, they're in great shape, obviously, and they're just going to finish this thing off.
For neutral observers who are watching this game, if you liked this soccer game, get ready for next year, because next year a lot of these players for Rosemount will be back. A number of them for Eagan will be back. Could be looking at this again next year, the same setup next year in the section finals.
So you're predicting a 5th straight section finals next year between Eagan and Rosemount? I like that.
Yes, I am predicting it. Free kick here for the Irish. And they'll whip it in. Looking for Valaga, and she claims confidently with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. I want to give a shout out to our award-winning ETV crew, our executive producers Josh Sibley, director Joe Chupik, camera folks are Michelle Nielsen and Jared Greenberg. Thank you so much for making Skip and I sound and look so good. This is the end of our broadcast season here with this game, as the rest of the games, if the Wildcats do hold on to win this game, are going to be at the XL Energy Center, I'm thinking hockey. The US Bank Stadium or a neutral site in the quarterfinals to be determined. So this is our last broadcast here. Unclear whether Eagan football will get a home game this year, so this might be my opportunity to sign off completely for fall sports, off of ETV anyway. I just want to say thank you to all of you who joined us on the YouTube channel. There's a pretty clear foul there by the Wildcats. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube channel, whether you're in South Florida, South Dakota, or parts unknown. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of our community. We've got the band here tonight. We've got a great representation from the pit and the student section. Eagan fans have been waiting for this for quite some time. And they're 90 seconds away. 90 seconds away from a section championship. Josie Seehafer says, you know what, I'm not done scoring yet. Josie Seehafer gets put down on, set down, and at first I thought she might be hurt, and then she's just realized, I'm going to roll over and adjust my shin pads, and that's a blue throw. And the Wildcats, I'm not sure Cron knew that was an Eagan throw. She was taking a long time to get up there.
Or maybe she did.
Well, yeah, maybe. Cron's going to try to imagine she'll put this into the corner, and she does. Well, she tries. Big step here by Bray. Bray. Seehafer will pirouette on the outside. Josie Seehafer, the leading scorer for the Wildcats this year. Certainly will be in the conversation for All-State. I imagine Skip Newton, she's been magnificent all year. I'm going to talk a little bit about, with 40 seconds to go, talk a little bit about the defense too. The defensive back four: Turner, Cron, Horn, Fall, Leitenberg, and Valaga. Don't forget Natalie Valaga, the keeper, a clean sheet in the section final. So that's 3 games in a row, 3 games on the trot where the Wildcats have conceded 0. Skip Newton, 0.
Yeah, the back line has played brilliantly, not even giving up a ton of great scoring opportunities. Valaga playing outstanding in all of these games. The midfield controlling play, the forwards finishing chances. And they've earned this win. They've earned the section championship, and now they have earned a trip to the state tournament.
The game is over. The final score of the Section 3 Class 3A championship game, the Eagan Wildcats 2.
Final score, Eagan Wildcats 2, Rosemount Irish 0. The Irish will not repeat as state champions this year. Minnesota Class AAA will have a new champion, and the Wildcats celebrate having beaten the Irish twice in the same year, once during the regular season, once now in the playoffs. There will be an awards ceremony, and we'd like you to stay with us, please, if you would. We will be covering the awards ceremony. Skip and I won't be talking a whole lot during the awards ceremony, but just a great opportunity for all of you to join us in a community celebration as the teams shake hands. Rosemount Irish played well, played hard, gave everything they had. Wildcats just found the back of the net a couple times.
Just a great game by the Eagan Wildcats. The only concern, of course, is for the health of number 23 co-captain and senior Kira Waldrop, going down with a knee injury, did not come back into the game, was limping considerably to get off. She was getting assistance coming back on for the handshake here. So she is on the field, but the limp is noticeable, and hopefully that's nothing serious, and a week off will prove that she's okay to play again and not lost for the state tournament.
Have a word about the Rosemount Irish. Their season, still an excellent season, finishing the season with a record of 9-7-2, playing so well against so many good teams. The Irish just ran out of lucky cards here, or ran out of offensive mojo, and not able to break the back line. When we talk about goal scoring, Skip Newton, and certainly that draws a lot of the headlines, doesn't it? It gets a lot of the press, it gets a lot of flash and sizzle, but credit to that back line. We said it during the game, but we also have to say it probably one more time, because they just, they're almost like offensive linemen in football. They just don't always get the credit when they pitch a shutout.
Yeah, when you talk about statistics, the only statistic you get defensively is goals against and shutouts. But otherwise, it's all assists and goals. There's no statistic for the number of shots you block as a defender. There's no statistic for the number of times you beat a defender, an attacker one-on-one in one possession that that if you hadn't won that, the other team may have been able to put a shot on goal or a shot in goal. And the defense played outstanding throughout the majority of the season and really coming to a climax here in the section tournament, winning all 3 games, not giving up any goals. And it's been really fun to see. And it's a credit to the players for adjusting, because Coach Q changed the formation and he went with 3 back, and that's not something that these girls had for all season. They didn't have familiarity with it. So for them to be able to adjust to that and play so well is awesome. And we talked to Coach Q at the beginning of the season. He said he wanted to put pressure on the ball at anywhere on the field, not just defensively, not just in the middle third, but on the attacking third. And we saw that develop throughout the season.
We're going to be quiet now, folks, and let the Irish get their medals, and we'll be back with you for a few final thoughts at the conclusion of the ceremony.
Number 9, Kendall Great. Number 10, Paige Wilson. Number 11, Anna Zimmer. Number 12, Molly Miller. Number 13, Chloe Tudino. Number 14, Ivy Wessel. Number 15, Milana Rudolph. Number 16, Sydney Gilbertson. Number 17, Charlotte Bartlum. Number 18, Allison Robleski. Number 19, Cadron Dwyer. Number 21, Nora Martin. Number 23, Abby Heipel. Number 25, Lizzie Narlock. Student manager, Olivia Tompkins. Student manager, Paisley Smith. Assistant coach, Tommy Savance. And assistant coach, Jill Ratz. The head coach of the Rosemount Irish, Todd Farrington. And now will the captains please come forward to accept the Section 3 Class 3A second place trophy. Congratulations to Rosemount High School, second place, Section 3 Class 3A girls soccer for 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Section 3 Class 3A girls soccer champion is Eagan High School. Gold medals will now be presented to each team member. Please step forward to accept your medal as your name is announced. Starting with number 0, Caitlin Allred. Number 1, Natalie Balaga. Number 2, Ella Horn. Number 3, Ellie Westerman. Number 5, Anna Enning. Number 6, Ashley Severson. Number 7, Addie Tanner. Number 8, Ava Leitenberg. Number 10, Kylie Weisendonner. Number 11, Macy Bray. Number 12, Mallory Jensen. Number 13, Isabella Fall. Number 15, Ella Logan. Number 16, Kate Cron. Number 17, Courtney Bumpers. Number 18, Josie Seehafer. Number 20, Leah Zirkelbach. Number 21, Olivia Enning. Number 22, Emma Fetzich. Number 23, Kira Waldrop. Number 24, Cassie Turner. Number 25, Inga Jolstrom. Student manager, Olivia Ehrenberg. Assistant coach, Giovanni Lemus. Assistant coach, Michael Porter. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats, Qasim Ilmi. And now will the captains of the Eagan Wildcats team please come forward to accept the Section 3 Class 3A Championship Trophy.
Soak it in, Eagan.
Congratulations to Eagan High School.
Soak it in and enjoy it. The Wildcats are your Section 3 3A soccer champions. And they will be going to the state tournament here starting in the next week. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Excellent soccer game between two good teams. Wildcats will celebrate with their fans. They've all stuck around. The band has stuck around. The Wildcat fans have been waiting for this for a long time. Skip Newton. Skip, final thoughts on the season as we come to the close of it.
You know, it's been a great season. They've played so well. They started off well and just continued to get better as the season went on. You could tell that they got more familiar with each other, with the system, and they solved the problem that they had early of not being able to put a lot of goals in, and that became a strength of the team. I mean, we've talked about the strength being the defense here in the sections, not giving up a goal, but offensively, you know, scoring 8 and 4 and 2 goals against, you know, especially against a team like Rosemount, 2 goals is, you know, both games. That's a nice, impressive statistic. The Wildcats were the best team in the conference. They proved it. They were the best team in the section. They earned the state tournament trip, and now anything can happen.
Well, that's why they play the game. You never know what's going to happen. The state tournament comes up next week. I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining us on ETV and the YouTube channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as we did bringing it to you from Eagan Wildcat Stadium here at campus of Eagan High School, Eagan, Minnesota, for an award-winning ETV crew. For Skip Newton, my name is Nathan Cron. Thank you so much for joining us all season long. Good luck, ladies, in the state tournament. So long, everybody.
Location for that quarterfinal game. Again, the quarterfinals begin next week. We have played at various sites around the metro area on Tuesday, October 24th, Wednesday, October 25th, Thursday, October